back, everyone. We are here on the microbial farm. It is time for splitting the breeder bins. Yes, you're seeing a million videos on splitting the breeder bins because I have a million breeder bins. I had no clue what I was getting into. I did not think, here's the problem. I ordered 1 pound of worms in April. Put them worms into a tub out in the yard. And I just fed them some garden scraps, some yard waste, all throughout summer. And they just, they were no trouble at all. It took them, all summer or whatever to even get to be close to a population that I felt like I could really see some numbers. Anyways, so I kind of gauged my worm multiplication abilities on that factor alone. And that is very much not a good idea to do because I'll tell you what happened. Now that I have this many worms and they have split and split and split and split, I've got all this bedding, and I am like finding it hard to find places to put all this worm bedding. Castings, I don't know how much of this is casting, how much of this is still bedding. It's going to the nurseries anyway. I just want to reset them. Probably shouldn't even be worried about it since I've got this much population. I need the reduction maybe of reproduction because I'm probably going to get into something that I am absolutely not going to be able to keep up with, maybe? I don't know. That's how I feel. Or is this something we're just going to throw out onto the field and be like, woohoo! Thank God we're getting rid of them. My plan is to go bigger out outside this summer, and then we will do the main fall reduction in population, possibly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Gosh, this is really fluffy bedding here now that I got all that wool pulled off. Okay, so this seems really, I have the lid off. It is very moist. There's a million cocoons down in the bottom. But it is very moist, this bin. Just not coming out of it very well. I need to take a lot more out. Population is fantastic here, for sure. They're at the bottom too just because it's so moist, but it's so moist throughout the bin. I want to be able to get good enough to where I have my bin regulated and timed so that when it's time to, we're going to be on that sky blue bead when it's getting time to split. And what they'll do, because that moisture is so dry, that hopefully they will go to the bottom and just be packed on the bottom. And then they'll be really easy to get high numbers when we split, because we'll just leave this bottom layer for our adding a certain percent, back to the new bin, which I should have went ahead and charged with the chips and the wool before the video, but that's me. You guys feel like I'm getting any more efficient? Do you feel my efficiency increasing at all? I gotta be efficient. This has gotta go quick. When we get moving this summer, then I can't spend a whole lot of time in these worm things. I'm gonna have to hire some students that need some sort of a project for, I don't know if homeschools do that or if it's just go talk to the school itself and see if I can find a student who would like to do some vermiculture stuff. Maybe for their agriculture yearbook. I think it's called not the yearbook. We had a records thing. We had to keep records. Okay, how's that? That's beautiful. I smell those worms. I'm not the worms. I smell those sheep. Okay, next we put the pre-compost over the wool. That gets those microbes right into that wool and gets that starting break down, gaining its moisture. We're not 100% sure that's where. I'm going to tell you what. The Soil Food Web talks about terpenes. Man, that this, and I believe that I smell it. She says that sometimes you have to watch out adding, I thought it was the pine needles or pine or something, because they break down, has a lot of terpenes in it, and it can kill. When it breaks down really fast, it can kill. You get so many terpenes going that it can kill good and bad microbiology. The anaerobes and the aerobes. So I'm like, every time I turn down to smelling that pre-compost thing, I'll tell you what it smells like. To me, is when I get into a beehive, like right now, because they freak when you get in now, because temperatures are not ideal. They know if, holy cow, if our tree falls over and we're exposed to the elements, we're in big trouble. Anyway, I'll tell you, it smells that alarm pheromone those bees give off. They sting. When they sting, or that alarm pheromone goes off, it smells just like that in this pre-compost. It's a chemical type smell. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Oh my, we are loaded with young on the bottom. So that will take me a second to get them all out of here. You all know, I think we all have the same hearts when it comes to our wormies. I love them because guess what? These guys are really teaching me a boatload about microbes and things here. Because their bins are just loaded with it, and I get to analyze this all winter long while this is actively growing with them in here and monitor this while I, thankfully raise some ecological friendly fertilizers for the row crops. We can add in liquid form once we extract it off of this vermicastings. I've been using it for a foliar spray. I've made 2 applications now on my African violets and definitely reduced. I'm having those mealybugs. I don't know why. It's bad, but I do. 2 applications, and then I'm putting it in the soil. I'm afraid that maybe just they've been in those pots for so long that they're lacking some nutrients to keep those. Actually, looks like a good number of worms here. I think we're going to be okay. I think I need to, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I need to watch some videos on everybody's, resetting the breeder bins and looking how many numbers they're putting in there to get it reset and get high numbers. I hope they don't hate this bedding because that smell. But it definitely smells like those terpenes or whatever. Chemical. Bee sting. Chemical. Running out. I'm only going to get through half of this tower, and then I'm going to have to go get another wagon load of this pre-compost and bring it in and let it warm up overnight. Oh my goodness. And then when will I have to reset these again? In a month? Oh, what am I going to do with all this compost? And I have to start bagging it up or putting it in buckets, I guess, and selling it to people. Worm castings. Oh gosh, everybody come get these worms off my hands. They're good, driving me crazy. They keep me busy though, so I'm staying active with my brain and everything. Perfect. Now we gotta get that leaves put on them. Get up in the morning, get started early. It's just, some of these are kind of stuck in a big clump. Don't want the clump thing, but well, I kind of run my hand around. 1, it does that, and then 2, it cleans the gloves. So that I can use the gloves over and over again without having to set them to the in the buckets today, tomorrow, yesterday, when they were wet, I had to let them dry off for like 2 days before I would put them back on because it would get all over my wrists and things. Well, now that I figured out this system of using these really chipped up leaves, which means, guess what, I'm probably going to do? Probably going to buy a leaf shredder. Maybe people will be selling those cheap in the spring. Pick up one. I think I kind of like the ones that you put the weed eater head upside down in there, and then it just turn it on and it just shreds them as it goes through there. I think that's the one I might be getting. I don't know. We'll find something. This worked perfect. Glad I got these because now I've learned something new and how much I love this going on top. Just love it. I have several other bags out there in storage that are not like this. So I feel like I'm going to have to turn them into mulch like this. Sorry, I didn't pay attention that you guys weren't seeing. And there you go. You're ready. Put this bin back on and I will add more. I'm going to add 2 more bins of overs into that huge. I think 2 people will be able to lift it, to move it, because I was thinking about that. What in the heck, if I fill that sucker, how am I going to move it? So we might make some little coasters or dollies to wheel those things around. A base of some sort. Thank you for watching, guys. Thanks. Let me know you came and hung out, and spread the love far and wide. I appreciate it. Appreciate all of you.